Hey guys, what is going on? I wanted to give you guys some gameplay of Inara from the PTS. I just had a chance to play it, and she's pretty cool. I only had a chance to really play her in like a 2 versus 2 environment because nobody was really online yet for the PTS, so I just played 2 on 2. But she's pretty cool. I'm still kind of learning her abilities and like what to use in certain situations. But I just wanted to give you guys a run through in practice mode of kind of her different abilities and give you guys a breakdown. And then I'm going to roll the gameplay so you guys can actually see some of the gameplay. So these are her 3 legendary cards. She has Mother's Grace, which gives her ability Earthen Guard an extra 20% increased damage reduction. Which Earthen Guard already gives you a certain amount of damage reduction, so it kind of just adds on top of that. Treacherous Ground gives Warder's Field a cripple. So the Warder's Field is when you kind of put that obelisk in the ground, if you have seen any of her abilities yet, and basically it slows everybody in a certain area quite a bit and does some damage. But now it'll actually cripple them, so they won't be able to use their abilities when they're in that AoE circle. And then the last one is Tremors, which is it reduces the cooldown for Impasse by 7. So Impasse is the wall that you put up that can block people or block people in, cut off flank routes, etc. So for right now, we will just go with let's just go with Tremors for now. And this is her basic build. So she starts out with Geomancer 3, which reduces the cooldown of Earthen Guard by 1.5 seconds. The next up is Caretaker, which means standing in Warden's Field heals you for 60 health per second. So she kind of has a little bit of healing going on, which is interesting. And then so on and so forth. I won't take the time to go through all of these cards because it'll just take too long. So this is her left click. She does 3 projectiles at a time. And they aren't like terribly accurate, and they don't really do a lot of damage, and there's a damage drop off too. So you can see we were hitting like 95, 96, and now you hit 225. So if you're right up in somebody's face, then yeah, you can knock them out pretty easily. But other than that, you really aren't going to be doing a whole lot of damage. You're really here to do stuff like this, which is her Q ability. And she can actually put a wall down to kind of protect. And then if you notice, I'll use my right click and it actually strengthens the wall. So it gives it a longer lifetime. It takes less damage. Let me show you the abilities. So Stone Spear, we already went over that. Earthen Guard is the one that I just used. You enter a defensive state for 5 seconds. You and your deployables take 30% reduced damage. So that means if you put up a wall, it's taking 30% less damage. Now, if you have that card, it'll stack an extra 20% reduced damage on top of that. That might be a build to look into. Next up is Warder's Field, where you put the stone obelisk in the ground. It slows enemies by 60%. It deals 150 damage per second. That's what this looks like. Oh, I'm sorry, not that. This. It's her F ability. So it kind of slows people down. Let me go over here to the pip, and you can actually see that in action again. Then Impasse is the wall that grows out of the ground. It lasts for 5 seconds. You can use that as an elevator, so if you do it right here, it bumps you up above everybody. You can kind of use it to get around. You can do that for enemies, your teammates, etc. Okay, here's the stone obelisk. So you can see it slows him quite a bit, and it does damage, so it definitely helps. You can definitely help, like if you're on the point, you're fighting for the point, lay that down, everybody slow down. And if you have the card that that cripples as well, then that means like nobody can escape from that. So if you have quite a bit of damage, then it might be good to lay that down. Then, for example, if this Pip were to use his weightless ability, he wouldn't be able to get anywhere. It's not going to activate for him. And lastly is her ultimate, which is called Seismic Crash. And basically you throw your spear. It's basically like Bomb King Stun, honestly. It's like the exact same thing. It passes through shields, which I guess is a little bit different than Bomb King Stun. and it stuns enemies within 40 units of impact for 2 seconds. So let me go back over here, and I will show you what that looks like. Actually, I'll do it over here. One thing that's interesting is she doesn't have any movement abilities. So the past couple tanks, they haven't had any movement abilities. You know, Torvald, etc. They haven't had any movement abilities, so she really relies on her walls. For example, like if you're running, say somebody's chasing you, you're running away, you lay it down like that, and then that hallway is blocked off. And even if you want to lay down a little bit extra, you can lay that down so it even slows them down, and you'll be long gone by that time. So she can use that as a means of escape, but it's not going to work 100% of the time. So let's go ahead and use her ultimate, and I'll show you what that looks like. So that actually stunned all 3 of these people. These champions rather. So it has a pretty big range of impact. So if you're on the point, you know, you get up on your wall like this, you get up and bam, use your ultimate. That's pretty much anybody that is within the point area, they're all stunned. And it's a really quick ultimate, so it gives you like 2 seconds of reaction time. Let's try that again. So get up on our wall, boom, 1, 2, so about 3 seconds of reaction time for you to do something, you know, run away, etc. So that's not that much time, honestly, because Bomb King, you know, you have plenty of time to get out of the way of his stun, but this one is pretty quick, so it'll be interesting to see that used in an actual situation. In the gameplay, you'll see me stun a little bit, but it's just 2-on-2, so it doesn't really work as well as it would in like a full game. But yeah, that is Inara's abilities, kind of a quick rundown of what she does, what kind of situations she would be good in. I will go ahead and switch you guys over to the gameplay so you can see a little bit of her in a regular match setting. Let me know if you guys like these videos, if you want me to continue doing these kind of champion previews. And I will see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.
Strength of stone.